I think the first song that we composed was for Geppetto in the first scene of Pinocchio. And he's looking at a picture of apparently his son, and he's been making a puppet called, he hasn't have a name yet. And we wrote a song called When He Was Here With Me. And it's an oblique reference to his long lost son. So that was the first song, and it was, all diegetic part of the scene.
Yeah, these song places were in the script for Glen and I, mostly right from the very beginning. So we were able to kind of hit the ground running. It didn't help that much in terms of what we would write, but in terms of the setup, the clarity of the scene and the writing, we really had great guidance right off the page. And, we went to work and we developed ideas. Some of them flew, as they say, and some of them flew out the window. There was a lot of flying, but the thing that's magnificent about Robert Zemeckis is his tremendous sense of clarity about what will work in his film. He knows it immediately, both ways. He knows if a piece of music will help, and he's also not shy to say, which he has to me over many years, Al, that's a beautiful piece of music, but it's not going to be in my movie. So it's a real organic process to come to something that works in the film.
The biggest challenges for writing new songs for this film were writing good songs. As always. And clearly trying to, we had 3 iconic songs in the show already, which we loved and embraced. So it was up to us to at least be that good and to try to find a way to use songs the way that Bob wanted to use them in the show. So it was, that's always the stress, is to be great. It's to try to go for greatness. And when you have great people you're working with, anything short of that, you haven't made it. So, we did a deep dive trying to make sure that these songs were resonant with all of it.
Yeah. And again, Bob Zemeckis, he takes the biggest challenge on his own shoulders. He's actually remaking Pinocchio. So let's feel his pain. And all of the rest of us on every level get to see him taking that on very directly. And it's inspiring. It gets you past the jitters and the insecurities to, you just want to help them. And that's what Glen and I tried to do.
I'm normally in Hollywood, and Alan is normally in Carmel. And thanks to the digital connection that we have, we can work every day, and we often do. And because of the digital platforms, we're just able to exchange everything that we do as though we're in the same room together. And we also get to Zoom every day and just have a few laughs. But apart from me missing being able to drink some of his wonderful wine together with him, we're together all the time. We're just lucky that we have that connection. We've been working like that for years. I think audiences will be touched by the humanity that emerges from a wooden boy, and that the lesson that the most important thing about life is to love and to be loved, even if you happen to be made of wood.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a coming age story in a very real way. And it's a story of redemption. Pinocchio, first of all, he's different than everyone else in the world. And that's a big thing. He's a good kid. not a real kid, but he's a good kid. And he makes a couple of mistakes, but he's still a good kid. And he gets a chance to redeem himself. It's I think, a great archetype of something that literature has been addressing and showing probably since the history of literature. So it's this iconic archetype of a story. I think it resonates with every age group. It's just one of those kinds of profoundly basic human stories. Gee, it's a tough question, because there are other directors who have some of Bob's qualities, but what I find to be most amazing about Robert Zemeckis is, aside from his bedside manner with his talent, and that's everybody else working on the movie, he's magnificent as a support, and encouraging people to bring their best. But what I find truly, most remarkable is that he has this ability to communicate his storytelling. And this may sound crazy, but he communicates it in his movie. He doesn't shoot a scene and then have to talk to you for an hour and a half about what that scene is about and what he's going for and what it means in the context of the film. He shoots the scene and you watch it, and he's told you everything you need to know to do your work through his craft. And he does that consistently. And I think it's one of the most magnificent things anyone working in an art form could hope from a collaborator.
Robert Zemeckis has been so supportive of me as a songwriter, and Alan and I as songwriters from the very beginning. And he's always allowed us to experiment and to bring him things. And if he liked it, then we were good. If he didn't, he would immediately tell us. He was the clarity. Some people prevaricate about everything. He knows immediately if he likes it, he doesn't like it. But he's always had our back with studios, with whoever it is, he always protected us. And I'm always forever grateful for his protection as a songwriter, as a lowly songwriter.